Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. You're about to see some of the most breathtaking scenery in the Canadian Rockies. This is going to be a long episode, so hold on to your seats as we are driving 280 miles on two of the most beautiful highways in Alberta, Canada. Trans-Canada number 1 and the Icefields Parkway, where we'll see Canada's incredible Rocky Mountains, glaciers, and exciting waterfalls. Come along with us as we make a stop at Canada's first national park, Banff, on the road to Alaska. We leave Vulcan on Alberta Highway 23 and head north to Calgary, where we will make a quick stop to get supplies that we'll need for the next week on our journey back to Alaska. Calgary is a vibrant city located in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, and it is known for its Western culture, world-famous Calgary Stampede, and a stunning skyline. It's Alberta's largest city and a hub for oil and gas. We leave Calgary and are once again on the famous Trans-Canadian Highway number 1. The Trans-Canada Highway number 1 is the main route of the Trans-Canada Highway system, running from Victoria, British Columbia to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. It is one of the largest national highways in the world, stretching approximately 4,860 miles across Canada. It is a vital transportation route for trade and travel and serves as a scenic route for tourism, connecting national parks as well as historic sites. The highway symbolizes Canadian unity, linking communities from coast to coast. Before the Trans-Canada Highway, Canada had regional roads, but no continuous road linking the country. Construction officially began in 1950, and much of the highway was completed by 1962. As we continue west, we come to Kananaskis Country. Kananaskis Country, a stunning area known for its mountains, hiking trails, and wildlife, it's often considered a quieter alternative to Banff. We'll have to return to this part of Canada one day, but for now, our goal is Alaska, with a stopover in Banff National Park. Banff, Canada's first national park and one of the most famous in the world, with its turquoise lakes, towering peaks, and abundant wildlife. It's a must-stop for travelers heading for the last frontier, Alaska. We've reserved a campsite at the Tunnel Mountain Village 2 Campground. There are many campgrounds in Banff, and we'll list them in our comments below. Tunnel Mountain, formerly known as Sleeping Buffalo Mountain, has an elevation of 5,551 feet and offers panoramic views of Banff, the Bow River, and the surrounding peaks. Despite its name, there is no tunnel through Tunnel Mountain. The name was given when the railway workers originally planned a tunnel here, but the plan was scrapped. After setting up camp, we detached Equinox and drove a mile or so to an awesome viewpoint of the high Canadian mountain peaks, along with Mount Rumble and the Bow River. We could see rafters navigating the Bow River below us. Mount Rumble is situated in the Canadian Rockies and stands at an elevation of 9,751 feet, and it's part of the Waputtik Range. It sits northwest of Bow Lake and south of Pato Lake, both well-known tourist destinations. The mountain is surrounded by glaciers, including the Wapta Glacier, which feeds several rivers and lakes in the park. Named in 1924 after James E. Rummel, a mountaineer and surveyor who contributed to mapping the Canadian Rockies, it was first ascended in 1933 by a climbing group led by James Rummel. The mountain is less frequently climbed than some other peaks in Banff National Park due to its rugged terrain and glacial surroundings. Like much of Banff National Park, Mount Rummel is home to grizzly bears, mountain goats, elk, and marmots. Alrighty, we've made it to Banff National Park.
I'm at Canada's first national park, and we're at the Voodoo site. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hoodoo site.
Hoodoo. What did I say? Voodoo?
You said voodoo. Voodoo's down in a different continent.
Okay.
In any event, we're here. It's an amazing place. This is Canada's first national park, and it's a nice sunny afternoon. It's been a long drive here. After a drive into the town of Banff, we take a stroll through the village, which is bustling with large crowds of tourists. We've been blessed with a bright sunny day and walk about for about 2 hours. We've taken advantage of the long hours of daylight this time of season brings, as the sun doesn't set here until well after 10 p.m. Afterwards, we enjoy a pleasant, relaxing dinner at Lupo's Italian Ristorante, a restaurant on Wolf Street. Lupo captures the vibrant atmosphere of a traditional Italian marketplace. The restaurant is renowned for its handcrafted dishes, which includes hand-stretched pizzas. After driving over 3,000 miles over the past 17 days, pizza seems to be a good choice, along with a glass of wine and a Coke for me. The menu is, to say the least, pricey. Perhaps that is best reflected in the check. $62.96 Canadian. It's been a very long day for us, having driven 200 miles from Vulcan, Alberta, and touring Banff for the last almost 8 hours. It's time to get back to our cool Nana coach and get some much-needed rest. The next morning, we break camp and head further north on the TCH number 1. That's the Trans-Canada Highway number 1. We drive about 30 minutes and reach Johnston Canyon. The Johnston Canyon hike, a must-visit hike featuring waterfalls and catwalks through a narrow canyon. The upper and lower falls are stunning. The Johnston Canyon hike in Banff National Park is one of the most popular and scenic trails in the Canadian Rockies. The 3-mile round-trip hike takes visitors through a breathtaking canyon with waterfalls, limestone cliffs, and lush forest. We were guided on the hike by our Canadian cousins, Janet and Scott, and their daughter Megan. It was a relatively easy to moderate hike with an elevation gain of just under 400 feet. Much of the trail follows elevated catwalks that cling to the canyon walls, offering breathtaking views of the rushing waters below. The canyon is filled with stunning waterfalls, clear blue pools, and rock formations. It features a bridge and a small tunnel where hikers can get up close to the waterfall. The falls drop into a deep turquoise pool, creating an incredible photo opportunity. The trail continues upward, offering stunning canyon views and deeper forested sections. The upper falls stands 98 feet tall, offering an impressive sight. The hike takes an average of about 2 hours to complete. We continue driving north on Trans-Canada No. 1, about 25 miles to Lake Louise, nestled in the heart of Banff National Park. As we approach the lake, we are greeted by a serene beauty of turquoise waters, framed by towering peaks and lush green forest. The air is fresh and carries the scent of pine, but a misty fog approaches from the north, obscuring our view of Victoria Glacier. We had hoped to soak in the breathtaking view of the Victoria Glacier reflecting off the lake's surface, but the fog seems to preclude that from happening. This magnificent lake is a favorite for tourists, many of whom take advantage of the Fairmount Chateau boat rentals for a scenic ride along the lake. Speaking about the Fairmount Lake Louise Chateau, nestled on the shores of the world-famous Lake Louise, surrounded by the towering peaks of Banff National Park, the Fairmount Chateau Lake Louise is one of Canada's most iconic luxury hotels. With a rich history dating back over a century, this grand alpine resort offers breathtaking views of the Canadian Rockies. The Fairmount Chateau Lake Louise traces its origins to 1890, when the Canadian Pacific Railway built a simple log cabin to accommodate adventurous travelers. Over the decades, the cabin transformed into a majestic luxury hotel, evolving into the stunning chateau-style resort that stands today. The hotel has hosted royalty, celebrities, and nature lovers from around the world, solidifying its status as one of Canada's most prestigious destinations. We continue north and leave the Trans-Canada Highway and turn onto the famed Icefields Parkway. The first major attraction and turnoff, 22 miles north of Lake Louise, affords us a dramatic view of the Crowfoot Glacier. Crowfoot Glacier is a dramatic hanging glacier perched on the slopes of the Crowfoot Mountain overlooking the turquoise waters of Bow Lake. It was named in the early 1900s because its shape resembled a three-toed crow's foot. However, due to glacial retreat, one of the toes has disappeared, making it now appear as a two-toed glacier. We continue north about a mile or so and investigate the large turnoff for Bow Lake. Bow Lake is a glacial-fed alpine lake known for its brilliant turquoise waters, which come from rock flour carried by meltwater from the Bow Glacier, which is part of the Wapta Icefield. The lake is a major headwater of the Bow River, which flows through Banff, Canmore, and Calgary. Bow Lake is less crowded than Lake Louise or Moraine Lake, yet it offers equally stunning views, peaceful nature, and excellent hiking opportunities. Whether, like us, stopping for a quick photo or spending hours hiking and exploring the trails from the turnoff, Bow Lake is a must-visit destination in Banff National Park. Let us continue. The road trip itself is an adventure with panoramic views of rugged mountains, cascading waterfalls, and pristine valleys at every turn. We find ourselves in awe at this sprawling, icy expanse, a remnant of the last ice age. The road stretches ahead, a ribbon of asphalt weaving through towering mountains, ancient glaciers, and untamed wilderness. We encounter a short construction delay at the base of a large group of mountains, restricting alternating traffic to a single lane. The road stretches ahead, a ribbon of asphalt waving through the towering mountains, ancient glaciers, and untamed wilderness. Every turn unveils a new masterpiece. Rugged peaks dusted with fresh snow, emerald valleys carved by the passage of time, and waterfalls that tumble from unseen heights, vanishing into the mist. The grandeur of the Rocky Mountains surrounds you, making you feel both small and infinite in the same breath. As we ascend higher, a scenic overlook comes into view. Our cool Nana coach with Equinox in tow manages the extreme altitude climb to reach the Icefields Parkway Overlook, also known as the Big Bend Overlook. Pulling over, we step out into the cool mountain air and gaze upon the vastness way down below. The Icefields Parkway stretches in both directions, a highway that feels more like a passage through time with the echoes of ancient glaciers whispering through the valleys. The parkway, with its open single lane which we had just recently traversed, is in full view with its winding road threading through the mountain pass along the North Saskatchewan River. From this high vantage, we see on our left a hidden gem, the Bridal Veil Falls. The waterfall cascades over 1,200 feet down the cliffs in delicate silken streams resembling the sheer fabric of a bride's veil caught in the wind. The falls originate from the meltwaters of the Huntington Glacier on the slopes of Cirrus Mountain. This glacial water cascades down the mountain, forming the falls before draining into Nigel Creek, which subsequently flows into the North Saskatchewan River at the Big Bend of the Icefields Parkway. Standing there surrounded by the untamed beauty of Alberta's wilderness, you realize this journey is more than just a drive. It's an immersion into nature's grand design, a place where mountains stand as silent sentinels, where waterfalls whisper their endless songs, and where every view etches itself into your soul like a memory never meant to fade. The Columbia Icefield looms in the distance, its icy expanse spilling over the peaks like frozen rivers locked in time. Its showpiece, after centuries of time, remains for all to see: the Athabasca Glacier. Jane and I visited the Icefields along with the Athabasca Glacier 51 years ago, and the visit left an almost indelible memory in our minds. When we last visited, there was very little commercialization on the site, and it is now a major tourist location, bringing enormous crowds to experience the marvel. We were not able to stop, as the enormous crowds had completely filled all of the parking areas. It was truly unfortunate for us, but we were happy to be able to still see the glacier, although it no longer reaches the road. Rather, it has receded hundreds of feet that are now providing a large parking area and staging area from where tourists continue to ride the huge snowcats onto the melting glacier and experience their walkabout. I dug out a photograph that I took of the iconic view in 1974, and here compare it to 2025. A dramatic change indeed. The decades have endured the climate changes that have dwindled the massive Athabasca Glacier and its accompanying ice fields. As we drove by, memories of the vibrant, unspoiled landscapes and the sense of tranquility remain with us, leaving us with a profound appreciation for the pristine beauty of Alberta's natural treasures. This journey through Banff, Crowfoot Glacier, Bow Lake, Lake Louise, and the Columbia Icefields was far more than just part of our continuing journey to Alaska.
Please hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified as our future episodes are released and help us build our channel. And please tell your friends about us and invite them to join us for our future episodes.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed this drive through Banff National Park with us, and we would love to hear your comments in the section below. It's been an incredible day, but one thing has surely been missing. Other than a few birds and a lone chipmunk that we saw at the Johnston Canyon, we haven't really seen any wildlife. Up ahead, we see numerous vehicles pulled over to the shoulder of the Icefields Parkway. I have to stop and see what has caught their attention. Could it be some wildlife, perhaps?